Thank you for waking up with Happy Ass, where we come together to grow in mind, body, and spirit so we can in turn go out and make the world a brighter and sweeter place to live for ourselves and for others. Well, I did it again today. I not gussied up. This is makeup from yesterday. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I slept in it. I did. Don't tell all your friends that are into skincare and all that stuff, because I am terrible at that. I probably wash my face at night once in a blue moon, if I do it that way. Yeah, I'm pretty bad. So I got up early and went to the gym again because Jennifer is mean. She's so mean. And she has me working out for an hour and a half. Hour and a half, y'all. Yeah. Do you have somebody that does that to you? Hour and a half. So I have to leave really early to get it all done. So I did. Felt so good walking out of that gym, though. So today I want to talk about a few things. I told you yesterday I want to talk about, someone said something to a young girl and they said, I expected something like this from you. I expected something like this from you. Okay, we can say that in many different ways. Let's talk about a few things. So T.D. Jake's daughter, I had no idea this was his daughter. I had no idea this was his daughter. But T.D. Jakes just anointed or just appointed his daughter to take over their ministry. And it was called, on September, must have been last year, September 24th, Atlanta Bishop T.D. Jakes handed the reins of his successful women's empowerment ministry to his daughter. Jakes was 65, and he said, it's time for me to decrease and you to increase. Okay, what you don't know about his daughter, which you may know, and I did not know until just recently, that poor child was pregnant at age 13. She was a 13-year-old mama. What would you imagine would have happened to her? What would you expect from her, from this 13-year-old teenage mama? What would you expect? Well, let me just jump over to another thing really quick. So John Maxwell is one of my absolute favorite. In fact, he is my favorite leadership person. He is the most renowned teacher of leadership. I think he's written 30-something books, maybe more than that, maybe way more than that. But I know that he has sold millions and millions of books, and he's amazing, amazing. Best leadership person I've ever seen in my life. John Maxwell talks a lot about who we are. And he said, a lot of us, we want to think we're an eagle all the time. You know, there's an eagle and a hippo in all of us. There's an eagle and a hippo in all of us. Sometimes we're an eagle. Sometimes we're flying high. Sometimes we're doing all the right things. Sometimes we're soaring above the crowd and we're doing the next right thing and we are getting it. But some days we wake up and we want to just wallow in the mud. We're not thinking our highest and best thoughts. We want to just wallow in the mud. And for some reason, it's okay for us, but we forget that all of us can be that way. Depending on what time of our life that we're in, we may be in our hippo mode, we may be in our eagle mode. And it's different times, and we learn different things at different times. And God has this amazing, wonderful, beautiful plan. But as people, we want to look at people where they are at any one given time and take a snapshot of their lives and say, that's who they are. That's not who they are. That's who they may be becoming. They're in the middle of a transformation. They're becoming a person who God intended them to be. And you know how people can become the person God intended to be in their best possible way is when we other humans tell them they can. When we talk to them about what we expect for them. You know what? You can say the same thing in a different way. You know, I really expected this out of you. I so expected this out of you. You're amazing. I remember when I was growing up, listen, I got into plenty of mischief as a teenager. You know, I mean, well, really an older teenager because I'm a pretty straight arrow for most part. But when I went to college and when I was a little bit older, I got in plenty of mischief and I did not do what my mama wanted me to do. I promise you. But this is what my mama said to me all the time. She said, you know what? She said, you are so sweet. You are so sweet. You have the sweetest heart. I've not really ever met anybody with a heart as sweet as yours, Karen. And she told me that all the time, and I tell you this story about my grandmother. My grandmother said, you had the prettiest little legs. Well, I remembered that. That was when I was 10 years old, 10 years old. So I'm sure my mother said other things too, like, what were you thinking, Karen? I'm sure she did. But for the most part, she said, I really expect that out of you because of who you are. I remember teachers who said to me, you know what, you're an amazing writer. I can't wait to see what you write one day. You're an amazing writer. You're so creative and so insightful. So people spoke life into me. And again, plenty of people, especially my ex-husband, spoke plenty of things that weren't life into me. But for the most part, people spoke life into me. And I really try to watch what I say to people. I really try to say, I really expected that out of you because you're amazing. I expected you to go far, and man, are you doing. I try to tell JJ and Jed all the time, I cannot wait to see what you do with your life. It is going to be so incredible. You are going to do good and wonderful and amazing things with your life. You know what? Don't take a snapshot of people's lives. Don't. Because some days we're a hippo and some days we are an eagle. And you know what? Wouldn't you hate it if somebody saw you being a hippo and they thought you were a hippo all the time? You're not a hippo all the time. You're an eagle sometime. So I really want us to really think about how we intentionally add value to the lives of others by the words we speak to them. I'm going to tell you one more thing that I see happening right now, and it breaks my heart. Breaks my ever-loving heart with the political season upon us. If you are more interested in issues and the things you stand for than the people that God created, then maybe you need to get on your knees and talk to God about it. Yes, you need to stand for something. I get all that. That's important. But nothing is more important than the people God created. And I love what John Maxwell says. People ask him all the time. He goes, I value you. He said, you don't even know me. He said, well, I value you because God created you. So therefore, you have value. If he created you, then you have value. It just may be that the people you're looking at may be in their hippo moment, not their eagle moment. Give them grace. Give them grace. Give them grace. Okay? So T.D. Jake's daughter was 13 years old and got pregnant. And she talks about it now I guess she's in her 40s now, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, because her son's like 21, I think. Oh, I'm terrible with numbers. You know that. We already established that. But she's older. And she said that what people didn't know is at that time of their lives, her father was just a regular minister. Then all of a sudden their lives just blew up. It just blew up and they became a mega church almost overnight. And, it's just their lives changed and every eye was upon them. She was a scared little girl. You just never know what happens in the life of another. So guys, give grace like you need it too, because you will need it too one day. You will, because there'll be a day when you're a hippo and you need somebody to give you grace. And I hope that when you're talking to people, you never, ever say to somebody, I expected that out of you. Rather you say, I expected that out of you. That is exactly what I expected. You're amazing. Can't wait to see what else you do in your life. Okay, got a little different affirmation today. Normally it's completely about ourselves. Today it's more about what we say about others. So here we go. I expect that you will use all your challenges for good. And I bet you do. I expect that you will grow in wisdom and character as you age and mature. I expect that you will make mistakes that you will learn from. I expect that life will give you plenty of gifts and struggles. I expect that you can and will become all that God desired for you in his perfect time. And so it is. What are we expecting? What are we expecting from others? How are we saying it? Are we doing it with love in our heart? Y'all, I can't express to you enough how important, how it will change your world if you expect the best from others and tell them so. Be sweet, y'all. Bye.